we were really excited. Most people would see it as a bad thing to play again, but we were excited just because we had that feeling after South Dakota State. We were really disappointed. It was a tough game. And so we just came out and we weren't going to let it happen again. So we had a game plan, and I thought everyone did a great job of playing hard and executing it.
Yeah, I agree with Haley. Like, most people, like, after coming off a heartbreaking loss like that, like, you can either sulk about it or, like, turn around and just get the job done. And I feel like that's what we did tonight. We just used that as motivation. We just came out strong tonight.
I know you guys were trailing by 1 early, and then you guys really just turned it on in the second half. I know Coach said he challenged you to really play as good as you could. I mean, what kind of changed in that second half? You guys had that big run there.
Like you said, he challenged Keanna at halftime, and she came in the second half, and she was huge. And I think just we had a defensive mindset the second half. I thought we were communicating, and our hands were up, and that was a whole new ball game for us, and they struggled with it.
I agree. I feel like we focused on our defense a lot more in the second half because they only scored, I think, 23 points the second half and 40 the first, so we nearly cut that in half. So I think really defense is what wins games, and I feel like we buckled down and really pressured them, and they didn't know how to handle it.
Keanna, specifically for you, Coach talked about, you stepping up in the second half. Obviously, 6'7" player inside kind of guarding you, but, how were you able to turn around personally in the second half?
I don't know. He said some things in the locker room, and I didn't want to – I'm obviously not going to say them, but I didn't want to let my team down. And, I don't know, that kind of hit hard. So I was like, I need to step it up for them, and we need to get a conference win. So,
Haley, another big game from you, kind of personally, struggled shooting the ball last night. You had still a very good all-around game. What changed for you tonight in shooting the ball?
Well, actually, I'm taking a new approach to games. I'm just working on my defense, and tonight I was just hitting. I don't know. I felt like last night I got good shots. I just couldn't knock them down, and the coaches told me just keep shooting, and my teammates found me, so I just kept shooting, and they went in.
Kind of a short week this week. One game next weekend. Obviously, a big change from the last 2 conference weekends, but how are you guys going to approach this, the longer week this week going into North Dakota State?
Well, North Dakota State's a really good team, so we're just going to have to take tomorrow off and then come back and be extremely focused at practice and hopefully be ready to play.
I'm kind of new to all this, but I just feel like we do need to take these next few days in practice very seriously because we're not where we want to be, in conference, so we need to step it up right now and just start taking home some wins.
Obviously, it's difficult to bounce back from something like yesterday. I'm just really, really proud of the way they responded, especially in the second half. I didn't really feel like the energy was where it needed to be in the first half. And we challenged a couple people, and they responded. They responded in a big way. Energy-wise, I couldn't be prouder of how hard they got after it in the second half, offensively and defensively, because it is tough. It is tough to play 2 games in less than 24 hours, and to bounce back just shows people, the type of basketball team that we have right now. I know we've lost 3 games, but we've been in every one. We could very easily right now be 4-0, and I'm just proud and happy for them that they got that first win right now.
The first half, you guys were down by 1, and then really turned it on the first 10 minutes or so in the second half. Were things just going right? They just needed to get their energy up to full way just because of tired legs? What was kind of going on there that changed?
Well, I don't think it was tired legs. I just don't think we had the focus that we had last night or yesterday afternoon. And we challenged in the second half or at halftime. I really challenged Keanna Gary. I really challenged her at halftime, and I'm proud. I'm proud of the way she came out ready to go. I challenged our seniors. I just looked at them, and I said, you have 13 conference games left. I said, the clock's ticking. There has to be a sense of urgency. And they came out, and, Oral Roberts has a lot of talent, and obviously 6'7" in the middle is hard to handle. But we did a great job of just being aggressive and keeping them out of their offense. And I look down here and I see 26 turnovers. That just shows how hard we were playing and how aggressive we were defensively.
Talk about, was that kind of the plan of attack to try to take out their top girl down low?
Well, I tell you, sometimes there's not a lot you can do with 6'7" down there. 6'7's like 7'2" on the men's side. It's just hard to defend. But we made a decision that we're just going to start being more aggressive offensively and defensively. We started it with South Dakota State, and we come 1 possession away from getting that one, and we continued it today. The other thing that I'm very proud of is how unselfish we played. We played very unselfish basketball tonight. We got contribution from a lot of different people. I see 4 people in double figures. I see 14 assists to only 11 turnovers. Turnovers have been something we've really been working on. So we just played as a group, and then obviously we come out with a victory.
Last thing I think of, just kind of maybe, I know it's right after this game, I don't know if you can kind of recap the week and what you kind of take away after that close loss. I mean, a couple extra seconds might have gone the other way.
Well, I know I'm tired, so I know they have to be tired. That yesterday was about as tough a loss as you can take in sports. When you battle as hard as we did and then get beat basically at the buzzer. But, sometimes it takes that adversity to really bring a group together. And, we came out today. We had a good shoot-around. We couldn't do a lot because we had to rest legs. But we came out. We talked about coming together as a group. We challenged at halftime. And, sometimes you have to take the losses like we took yesterday to grow up as a basketball team. And hopefully we did that today.
Kind of the biggest difference in the second half is obviously the defense stepped up a lot. Started the second half, 22-7 run through about the first 13 minutes. What was kind of the biggest change that you talked to the girls about from that first half to the second half?
Yeah, energy. We had 3 offensive rebounds in the first half, and all that is energy. You don't have to be the greatest basketball player in the world to play hard and go rebound. And we only had 3, so we talked about offensively and defensively rebound because they were killing us on the glass in the first half. And that's what we brought. And then all of a sudden what happened was we got a couple stops and we scored. And sometimes as a player, when you score, you start feeling a little bit better about yourself, and now your energy level goes up. And you could see it in our kids' eyes. We were effective offensively, and then our defense stepped up. And then we got a couple turnovers, and I was proud of the way we continued it as opposed to then dropping the energy level once we got a lead. I felt like we continued the energy level throughout.